Okay. Welcome to another episode of Planet Xbox Podcast. I'm your host, the Best Spot Kid Smoove. We are live. I got my co-host, ILP, Lord Addict. What is up?
What's going on, man? We got we got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah. There was things, right? There is the Xbox developer direct, which is probably arguably the best direct to date. Not that any of them were bad. And we have Phil Spencer interviews and him, confirming all the things we don't, want to hear, and finding a nice way to deliver it. And then we have Xbox financials, if you're paying attention to that. And then we have Forza Horizon, the Forza Horizon news. All right, where do we start? Let's start with, what are you playing, Addict?
Unfortunately, I can't talk about anything I'm playing.
All right, he's playing an embargo game, so that means just look at the calendar, right, and look at the next four. He's playing one of the next four big games coming out in a month of February, or two of them, and you can just kind of like figure that out. So, fair enough. I, beat Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, my first game beat of 2025. It was really good. I did a review. It's available on the channel.
I'm streaming it, actually. I'm streaming the whole
game.
You
are. My gripes with the game, I have 4 cons with the game. That camera, I think that's what made the game difficult for anyone, is that camera.
The camera is annoying, and I don't like there's no lock on.
Yeah, the lock,
And people are like, oh, that's just old style game. Yeah, well, there's a reason they don't do it no more. Like, to me, like, if you brought the whole game back in Unreal Engine 5, even if you wanted to keep it to its core for like the actual fans, like, give us an option to like turn it on and off at the same time. Like, they didn't have to like do all of that. Like, I feel like you could have easily have done both. You could have gave people what they wanted and also did that as well. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I think the gore in that game is absurdly crazy. I love it.
Yeah. Everybody's getting hit in the jugular vein. Camera angle, lack of lock on aim is jacked up, considering a lot of these people move out of the camera angle. Probably the worst swimming mechanics found in any video game. Like,
No, see, yeah, it is weird, but I love how you can run on water. Like, I love that.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool, but that's I accidentally cut my lip by biting onto this top. But that, I get that, but the actual underwater stuff, nah, bro, that's the worst thing. Like, it seemed like that was designed for like the Nintendo 64, bro. How difficult that was. And then now this con isn't really for me because I didn't play it there. I played it in Game Pass. Got it on my PC and my Xbox. The price for $50 is a little bit too much for that game. And the game was good, remastered in Unreal Engine 5, 4K 60, 4K 120, whatever. It's a blast. I loved it. It made me want to play more of it. I'm more hyped for Ninja Gaiden 4 because I played that, and I liked it. You know what I mean? I really liked it. 8 out of 10, despite all its flaws.
So far, I'm enjoying it. I wouldn't say I'm not.
Jeez. But yeah, so I've been playing that. I haven't, everything else I sort of been, I played a little bit of Eternal Strands. That's on Game Pass today. Orcs Must Die. I thought about doing that, but there's another game I'm playing that I think is cool. I can't really say much to it, but I will confirm that I'm playing it. But is this game that's coming out called Big Head Helmets?
I actually been doing stuff for a website, and I actually did some artwork for that game.
Did you?
So I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yo, get me, like, right now I'm playing on PC, but I really want to play it on console. Yeah, connect with them. Show me what you did. They did that. That's a pretty. I will talk. Obviously, I can't get but I'm. Hey, it should be interesting. It should be interesting. Big head big head helmets or something like that. Yeah. Matter of fact, before I even go off that topic, let me make sure I'm saying that actually right. Right. I don't want to. Yeah, big helmet heroes. I'm sorry, big helmet heroes. That's the.
What type of game? Oh, you can you at least say what type of game it is?
It's like a beat 'em up.
Oh, okay. That's all you need to say.
Yeah, it's a beat 'em up. It's a beat 'em up. Unique experience. Other than that, I mean, I'm looking forward to February. I'm looking forward to all the games that's coming out. Kingdom Come Deliverance, Avowed, obviously my most anticipated game of the year. I think what else comes out in February? I know Assassin's Creed got moved to March, but I understand a lot of people's previews. You got to play Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah, I played it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Man, where do we start, man? Like, what do you want to tackle first?
I think the developer direct first.
Okay.
Then we'll go on to the Phil Spencer interviews, and then we'll talk about the Forza Horizon thing, because I do feel like they kind of like equal out to each other.
Yeah. So developer direct, that was hosted on I think the 23rd of January. They premiered for 5 games technically. They confirmed 3 of the games off the rip. We knew South of Midnight was going to be there. We knew Doom was going to be there, Doom in the Dark Ages, and we knew Claire Obscure Expedition 33 was going to be there. But the surprise game was the game they actually opened with, and that is Ninja Gaiden 4, a collaboration between Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja. No, Team Ninja and Platinum Games, but Koei, I think Tecmo owns the IP, I guess. But this game published by Xbox, so Xbox pretty much is funding this game existence, which I understand why other people hype. It was a surprise, so that's why I respected it. And they said it was this year. Was not expecting that. Day one in Game Pass. It didn't. On top of that, they turn around and they show off a brand new Ninja Gaiden 2 Black remade Unreal Engine 5 4K 60 looking marvelous, and they said, hey, this is available now. This day one on Game Pass, and they made sure that the game go live. The game went live, I think, an hour or so after the show. That really was like, oh, wow, damn. And it was a good job. I think that did something Hi-Fi Rush wasn't given. I guess that's like, I know we had complained a little bit about Hi-Fi Rush's Shadow Drop. It was, it was a great game. Like, boom, like we had no problems with it. But then you was like, damn, they probably should have advertised it, right? So
I think it's a little bit different now because it's not an exclusive. Like, it's on multiple platforms.
So if Hi-Fi Rush, what if Hi-Fi Rush release, like in hindsight, what if its initial release was a multi-platform but still Game Pass?
It would have did better. I don't know about like being mad successful, but it would have did better.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you know how it is. Once these games come out, they could come out at a later time. People aren't going to care at that point. Like we've seen that at multiple scenarios. Like once a game actually comes out, good luck getting people to care about it.
Yeah, that's why a horrible metric score is for games to wait years to put a game on Xbox and then see how we'll react to them. Like, no, you shouldn't have done that shit and expect us to buy it. Now, I understand from a perspective what Xbox is doing. These games were never, ever, ever expected to launch on PlayStation. So, the years of them finally launching on PlayStation, that's one thing. But, Ninja Gaiden, like, it was a good showing, a very, very good showing. Actually stole the thunder. Actually, I think they probably should have opened the show with South of Midnight and then got to Ninja Gaiden, because I feel like the thing is, I think by the time people got over the Ninja Gaiden news and showing, they were halfway through the showing off South of Midnight, Yeah,
I think they should have ended with that. I'm going to be honest with you.
You think they should have ended with South of Midnight?
No, I think they should have ended with
Ninja
Ninja
no,
Gaiden.
no, I don't think they. I think the crazy thing is like I almost don't regret how they started because I feel like South of Midnight and Expedition 33 were both like kind of paced down from what Ninja Gaiden, so they kind of opened hot and they ended hot, but everything they showed was fire. But I think what happens is like in hindsight, it's like yeah, I get why it makes sense why they did it like that, but I think if they would have opened, because obviously Doom is your closer, right? That's the marquee game. That's the biggest game that's going to launch before the showcase, and it deserves that respect. So it can be the closer. I think they probably should have opened with South of Midnight since we saw a lot of that. They've been, marketing the game. They've been talking about the game. It's been in, rotation. They could have just, I feel like, opened that up, get us like, okay, whatever, we've seen this, before. And then I think they should have done like, matter of fact, no, go to Expedition, right? And maybe they probably would have threw off the pace and go to Expedition. And then I think the third game should have been Ninja Gaiden and then they could do, and then close out with Doom. I think that would have sold that because I think by the time I felt like we were so excited, or a lot, I can't say we because I didn't watch it live. I was watching a lot of people's reactions. I thought a lot of people were still on like Ninja Gaiden, like in the middle of that South of Midnight show, and they show a lot of new things from South of Midnight that we didn't see. Kind of got a little bit more of the plot line, the story, what happens. It looked like a storm took the mother away. We kind of see why she's on the journey she's on. Every time I see the game, it looks better. Looking forward to it, man. I'm definitely looking forward. The game is $50. You want to hear something funny, right? The game comes out April 8th, but it actually does have an early access. And the early access is April 3rd, and the early access upgrade is $10.
What are you talking about? South of Midnight?
Yeah, they're actually taking advantage of the early the pay more to play earlier, and the earliest you can access the game is April 3rd.
Well, to be fair, it isn't a full price game either. So
yeah, but I'm just surprised they're doing that with a game like that because that means if April 3rd, you expect people going to. I mean, the people who take advantage of that probably going to have the game beat before it actually formally launches. Right?
Yeah, I hear you.
So typically, it's the crazy thing is it looks like a lot of Xbox's games that they're releasing are taking advantage of early access. Avowed, South of Midnight, and I think even that Expedition 33 is having the early access as well. And it's not an Xbox game, but I think they have an early access. Doom definitely has an early access, and then we'll see what happens in the second half of the year with these other games that are coming out. But I do expect every other game that they release to have an early access. Thoughts on any thoughts on like what they should have Ninja Gaiden 4 or South of Midnight?
I think it was exactly what I expect, to be honest with you. We've seen so much in South of Midnight at this point. The only thing we really needed was that release date, and we got it. What I really like is they gave us release dates on everything, almost, besides like the Ninja Gaiden 4.
Yeah. And then your game, Expedition 33. I want to be hyped for it. I think graphically it looks stunning. I'm just saying. I know. I'm going to download it. I'm going to try it. I don't even think I'll get through it because it's just something about turn-based games does not hook me. And the problem is about turn-based games. And I learned this about Persona 5. I have to stay once I'm in it. I have to stay with it because when I was hooked on Persona 5, I wasn't playing anything else. I was hooked for that period of time, and I forgot what game that came out that finally took me off. I think it was Wolong. I think we got I think we got like early access to that.
I got that game like a month before that sucker came out.
And I think that's what did, and I didn't want to go back to it and I feel bad because Persona. I was like, okay, once I was learning the meta of what Persona was, I was able to play it. And I want to be able to do that with Expedition 33. because I think graphically the game looks amazing. It looks like the game's going to have a good story and plot line, the stuff that they're doing with the 33rd expedition. And was it based off age? What's going on? What number was that number based off?
So essentially, every year the painter puts a new number on the tree, and everyone that age dies. I think at the end of the year, and they're trying to stop it.
Wow. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious, man. And then Doom, and I'm gonna be real with you. I've never been the biggest Doom fan, right? So, like, I'm interested because it's not Doom Eternal 2. You know what I mean? I didn't like all the traversing and all like the platforming and all that crazy stuff that was done in Doom Eternal. I do like a more grounded approach. So I'm looking forward to it. So I might go back and play Doom 2016. Because that's the closest thing to it. Doom Eternal, I tried to get through. I just could not. There's nothing I could do to like really, to stick with that one.
Sorry, you broke up there?
No, I was talking about Doom. Like, it's like how it doesn't quite resonate with me. Because the only reason why I'm interested in this one because I know it's not a Doom Eternal like 2. I didn't like all the traversing and stuff. Platforming.
I don't like it either. I think I'm going to give it a little bit more of a shot than I have in the past. Like I played 16 a little bit, and I played Eternal a little bit, but I've never like really sat down. I think I almost beat Eternal though. Like I really think I almost beat Eternal, but now I'm actually going to really give it a try.
Yeah,
because I want to go into this new game with just excitement. And right now there's not excitement, but I think I'll stream it, see how I feel after I stream it.
Yeah, I might give them a download. I think the problem is I struggle with how they want you to do it, and usually with games where that requires traversing. There's only one game that specialized in traversing that I actually dug, and that was like Sunset Overdrive. But like doing that in Doom, I was like, man, I don't want to do all this. I kind of just want to shoot shit level by level, and get on with it. But Doom is a big game. The best thing about this direct was that it answered things that we typically have problems with, right? And one of the things that they answered was release dates. Every game had every game that has a release date, with the exception of Ninja Gaiden 4, which was okay because they didn't have a release date for Ninja Gaiden 4, which they said is fall of this year. They gave us a shadow drop of a remake of the game in that series. So it was okay. Because it was like, hey, while you wait, here's this game. You know what I mean? I was like, that's how you do it. Because all the other games are all coming out before Xbox's Summer Showcase. Like all of them are coming out before Xbox Summer Showcase, which gets me hyped for the Summer Showcase. It's like, because damn, I was like, okay, like a lot of the things that all their quality, they're going to be already experienced and in the backlog or have already been played. So we're getting nothing but like fresh material going in to the Summer Showcase.
Yeah, and I think what's funny is like the games we're going to get at the Summer Showcase is going to be the rest of the year. Like that's why I think a lot of us are like frustrated a little bit with the Xbox because we've been covering them for so long. We've been saying they just got to get the games. When they get the games, we feel like it's going to be way better, and we feel like they have the games, but they pull the trigger too fast.
Yeah.
So as long as they keep the hardware around, I don't care logistically. I just don't trust them to keep the hardware around.
Yeah, I mean they make it a point every time, and we'll talk about that. But your grade for Xbox Developer Direct 2025?
Probably an A. I wouldn't say, because I do think S is part of that tier, but I wouldn't give it an S.
You wouldn't give it an S. Has there been a State of Play or a Nintendo Direct that was an S tier?
Probably not. Not in my opinion.
Okay. I'd give it a 9 out of 10 in terms of number, but if you're giving it a letter grade, for me that would be I think it's an A is fine. Yeah, an A. Yeah, A. I mean, I don't think they've missed that. Like the thing is now, each Xbox developer direct, in my opinion, has been great directs. Now, what the end result was, like for example, I think 2022. Wait, it's 2023, 24, 25. 2023's direct was. I know it was headlined by like Redfall, Minecraft Legends, and Hi-Fi Rush, right? And there was some couple other games that were like surprise. Hi-Fi Rush was a surprise. Redfall, when it released, was sort of a mega flop, and Minecraft Dungeons was like, obviously it was Minecraft, whatever. But for the direct, it was a good showing, and then we had the summer showcase after that, which was a really good showcase that year. 2024, same thing last year. The thing was they had good games. They had Hellblade, they had Indiana Jones, they had Avowed, and there was, I think, Visions of Mana. What was the I feel like there was another game, because I think Visions of Mana was a surprise game. Forza.
Oh, Forza. Oh yeah, the original one.
The problem with last year's direct was that only one game got a release date, and that was for Hellblade 2.
And I think a lot of that is just like where we were in the industry.
Yeah.
Like right off of COVID. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people think, like, in my opinion, a lot of people think like the industry has like way longer dev cycles than normal. But a couple of the devs I talked to says no, some games do. But a lot of this is games were pushed back a half a year to a year because of COVID.
Yeah. So I think that's what turned me off about last year's direct, and then a lot of those games had to show up again in the Xbox Summer Showcase, and the Avowed didn't even come out that year. That's why, we're going to get it in some days now, but so that took some of the thunder out of the direct for last year. But this direct, like I said, was A1, so no complaints. Okay, so after the direct, Phil Spencer made his rounds. He did an interview with Gamertag Radio. That's Paris Lilly and Danny Pena, and he was able to do Destin's podcast. Destin has a new platform called, oh my god, I just subscribed to it. It's called because he's no longer with IGN. It's called State of Game or Game State? Destin's new news platform.
I couldn't remember what exactly it's called.
Yeah, but it's on Patreon. So they both had interviews, and I apologize, my throat is starting to get scratchy. But the first interview was the Gamertag Radio, about 30 minutes. They talked a lot about their history. Paris asked some of the questions that we wanted to hear, and I think, damn, now that I think about it, I can't even remember his questions, because the questions were more so, how can I say, they weren't as pushy as what Destin's questions were.
Yeah, they asked a lot of safe questions, but the good thing about Paris is, I think fully Paris was there because he did ask him a really tough question.
Yeah. He asked them, that was the first thing to open up about like them launching games on, PlayStation, and, Phil Spencer confirmed, yeah, that's what they want to know, that was the interview where he questioned that he wants people to buy Xbox, I guess, hardware for its capabilities. All the games are going to be like,
which is crazy if you think about it. Like who buys hardware just for what the hardware itself can do? I'm not saying you can't do that, but I'm saying that's a hard sell.
It is, because I think every generation, with the exception of the Xbox One, Xbox platform hardware has been better in terms of its capabilities, been better than what PlayStation's could do at that time. The only time they were at a disadvantage was Xbox One, and then when it came to the mid-gen consoles, the Xbox One X obviously.
That's why it's kind of hard for me to believe that, they're going to continue to do hardware, because it's like, Like you're doing literally everything in your power not to sell hardware, and you want me to put 100% faith that you're going to continue doing hardware.
Yeah, it's hard to take them. The things that Xbox fans are worried about Xbox, and they press them and ask them these questions. That is the thing that they typically usually let them down on first. Before it was the whole exclusive thing, and then once that became like a thing, like well, yeah, we're going multi-plat, but that was what at one point in time that was the one thing Xbox fans were afraid of, and now is the hardware. Like, hey, is the Xbox gonna be around? It's like we're gonna ask that question until they finally tell us inevitably believe that they're not doing hardware anymore.
And let's be honest here, they're never gonna openly just say we're not doing hardware anymore.
Yeah,
like they're never gonna just do that. Like, I don't understand why people think that's something that they would do.
Yeah,
they're not gonna tell you not to buy their hardware anymore.
Obviously we want their hardware to remain. And the thing is, this is where like I don't know, you just wish that there's sometimes I wish there was like a mandate, right? Like some sort of federal mandate, like, yo, dude, because you guys started this industry, you have a commitment of like this some odd years to be able to produce to support the industry. I don't know. It's weird, but it's my only hope. And I mean, it's hard to act on it. And I'm like I said, I'm going to mess around with the hardware until it's not there no more. But that's the one thing I do hope is like, bro, like if anything, still release consoles. It's hard to see it considering they're going multi-platform. They're Dahmer Smoove was right. They're going the way of Sega, but existing with a console. I didn't see when Sega Dreamcast did its thing and Sega started doing it. My head wasn't into what gaming wasn't in gaming the way that it is now, to the point for me to I don't know what Sega did. What was the signs?
People want to compare it to Sega, but it's not a comparison. We don't have like the digital library and stuff comparison. Like it's different. No one has the type of money invested into Xbox potentially that no one had that in Sega. Yeah. Now, certain people may have bought games. Sure, that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah. So it's like, who knows? But we definitely want them to, stick around. Like I would like if the Xbox, obviously made a next gen console. I would more than likely buy it if at that time I don't have the highest end PC. Because like I said, my goal is I'll get a next gen Xbox console, or I need to have the highest possible end PC. And the way that they're treating these 50 series cards, who knows? I probably won't jump on anytime soon. My PC's fine. You know what I mean? If just in case, my PC's fine enough to fight PlayStation 5 Pro. It'll beat the PS5 Pro consistently. So I don't have to worry about people want to flex on games or play Xbox games on PS5 Pro. I was I'll just flex those games on my PC. But as far as that, I'm not in a situation where where I can retire console gaming for the foreseeable future. Because a PC is just I don't know. It's annoying. I like my rig. I like my build, but whatever. But Phil Spencer in these interviews doubling down and with their commitment to multi-platform, their strategy, games everywhere. Phil Spencer used the term. I think it was Destiny asked him about Xbox losing this identity, and Phil Spencer said he sees Xbox evolving, which I think is a smart answer. Technically, you can view it that way, that is evolving. We just don't know if it's going to work because we never seen anything
that's
like this.
Thing. Like people be acting I get so annoyed when people act like they know this is going to work. It's like, no.
Yeah, there's no actual real live example of this actually existing, and the ones that tried didn't try this way. They tried their way out. You know what I mean? So, that's a good that's a good question. I just want to see. I want it to work for the sake of Xbox and Microsoft. I really want this to work. And if Phil Spencer has a good way of delivering these messages or spinning these things, I know. I think he does. When he's talking to you people, he makes you believe in the vision.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. That he definitely does good work there.
He makes you believe in the vision, so it's like, all right, and you start thinking like, I found I'm finding myself less, mad as he's talking, right? But when the smoke clears, right, he talks, and then the announcements and shit start happening. It's like, they just opened the wound again. It's I don't know, man. This is tough because the thing is that we obviously as Xbox fans, we want Xbox to sell. We want people to want Xbox. We want other people to buy Xbox. We want people to buy the games. We want their games to chart. We want the console to chart. We want the Game Pass subscription to grow. It's a lot that we want based off the things they do, and it's crazy because we're seeing like, hey, they have the games now. They have they don't have exclusives now, but they have like the games that are finally coming that's supposed to move these platforms, to move these subscriptions and stuff like that. And it just seems like, I think everyone feels like, yo, we just wish, dude, that you just did this. Give yourself a year to release these as like, it's just to see how the market would react. If the reality was these games were exclusive to your platform, like give the opportunity.
I feel like at this point it is what it is.
It is what it is now. It is what it is now. But I feel like when they were preparing and gearing for this year, I feel like the years leading up to this point, right? I feel like those weren't good samples. Those shouldn't have been the measuring stick. The measuring stick should have been what they were doing this year. And I feel like give yourself somebody should have just fought and just like let's see what happens this year. If we go and drop, Avowed off of Midnight and freaking Fable and shit like that and Doom and whatnot, and we still can't beat PlayStation and increase console sales or Game Pass subscription, then
it's not even beat PlayStation.
Break the walls down.
Space.
Yeah.
My thing when it comes down to it is like, look, until they give me that announcement for another hardware, I'm under the impression they're out of hardware. That they're going to just slowly kill it off. Because here's my thing. Mm-hmm. If they cared about hardware and they were looking at the existence of hardware, they would still have the gas to the pedal because they want to carry on from the existence of the brand now to the existence of the brand with next hardware.
Yeah.
But to me, if you're doing zero to sell hardware now, why do you make me believe that you're going to put marketing to sell hardware then, unless you don't want to sell hardware because this is the last gen? And people say, oh, Addict, they're already making another gen. Until I see it, I have to believe it. Because when it looks like you're putting zero to sell hardware now, I find it hard to believe that you guys even care to sell hardware then.
Yeah. Yeah. I do believe that they will announce when it's ready, whether that's the next year or two, some sort of console. And the thing is, I want it to be a traditional, like some sort of traditional, box. I got to see it in action. Right now, it seems like a one-sided affair. But no, they're all in with this new approach, with this new they went from the 4 games to to 4 games to everything in a matter of 12 months. And go ahead.
My issue with this whole thing is if you were trying to sell a console, mm-hmm. you would at least give timed exclusives. You can still put everything just timed exclusives.
Yeah.
To me, when you're not even doing that, it means you don't care. You give zero shits about that sales, and you're gonna tell me with a straight face that they're going to continue that mindset. Even if that, look how bad the Xbox is selling now. It leaked, and I don't know if it's true because you know how people talk about sales and NPDs and stuff like that, and V charts. They sold 1 million last quarter, Smoove. So you're gonna tell me with a straight face they're gonna continue? They sold 1 million during the holiday sales, and you're gonna tell me that they're gonna take those numbers and feel confident to support and produce and manufacture another next gen hardware? I find it hard to believe until I actually see the announcement.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, like they're selling like relatively like poor, but they're selling at the rate by their. But it's not. They're not selling bad because they have a bad product. I think, and I will say this confidently, beat my chest. They have a
selling
great
bad because
console because it's pretty much at their own doing. They're
selling bad because they have bad messaging. They got social media with the perception that they have no exclusives now at all. Mm-hmm. Like, to put it to you this way, like a year and a half ago, you know how I know when this was cooked? I was watching a TikToker in a live stream. He's got like 5 million subs. He does TV shit. He's an actor. He's like an indie actor that grew such a following he was able to get into indie acting, like he's a B-road actor. Mm-hmm. And he had like 18,000 people in this chat. And I would just listen to it because I like his videos. You know, he does a lot of humor stuff, a lot of skits. Someone asked him, because he streams too, what do you think I should get in terms of consoles? And he said, I would get a PlayStation because I don't feel like Xbox is going to be around in a few years. You mean to tell me someone that does not maintain any kind of ear to the ground on consoles is telling 18,000 people not to buy a console, and you think that's not doing damage to the brand?
Yeah, I can see. I mean, I don't know, man. I stand by the whole thing of like I said to you on the phone. I do think Xbox sucks at marketing. That they don't market they don't market like they actually want to sell the console. They don't market like they actually want to gain subscribers or to people to buy the games. I feel like that's where they need to improve. But in terms of selling, I do feel like PlayStation is just the default. PlayStation just have more fans, more customers, more popularity to Xbox to the point where people just rather buy PlayStation over Xbox. And I don't think there's nothing really Xbox can do that at this point. I think
and we're not going to go too much into it because we've already argued about this.
Yeah,
I disagree. The 360 never would have happened if that's the case.
Yeah, but this is a completely different generation.
Where they feel valued, where they feel like it's worth the purchase, and people would go because the moment they actually had decent games, they were selling. The moment they had decent games, they would win a month or two, but then they would go 8 months without a game. And now that they got the games, they're just gonna pull out, and it's fine. It's like, but don't expect me to invest into the Xbox. I'd rather invest anywhere else. Now, if I get a review code, okay, I'm playing on Yodon. I'll still use the Xbox.
Oh, you're so mean. You said you can still.
I'm not. So you telling me you feel comfortable investing into an Xbox game right now?
Well, I told you they got my favorite games. Yeah. If I want more of them, I got to invest. Why would I'm not interested in anything PlayStation's dropping or Nintendo. I'm not interested in any of that.
And I'm not telling you not to play the game. It's just like, do you feel?
Yeah, but to invest it, I'm either going to buy the game or I'm going to buy into the subscription.
And that's fine if you do the subscription. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, but the thing is, people treat you buying the subscription. And here's the thing about their financials that I can't stand. Right, this is the one thing about their financials that I can't stand because that people. The thing is that right, you can either buy Call of Duty right for what $70, or you can buy a Game Pass subscription for $20. For that particular, for that,
you go that direction,
no, but think about it. For that particular period, right? You may gain a bunch of people buying in $20. So that means for that month, essentially, Technically, revenue's down because they're not buying 70. They're all buying 20. But the idea is that for that period, that revenues go down. But then that same people that bought 20, if they still subscribe, that's a repeat over the next month. And then a repeat over the next month. So it's not really like bad.
But here's the thing. But that's not what's happening. They haven't said these sells forever. When we get the numbers for the financial report, they had a 2% bump on a Call of Duty. First Call of Duty ever put in Game Pass, 2% bump.
But that feeds into the math, though. That feeds into the math. Game Pass is $20. Call of Duty is 70.
No, but that doesn't matter.
It does. It feeds right into that bump.
They want 100,000 by 2027.
Yeah.
And they had a 2% jump off of Call of Duty being in Game Pass. What else can do it, Smoove? What else can it? Because they don't care if they grow like 100. No, let's be honest. They don't care if they grow 10,000 subscribers. They want millions of growth in subscribers
absolutely.
to make financially sense. And if you can only get 2% off
2% of what though?
Of fucking Duty, then what? Smoove, really? It's not like if they were hitting these numbers internally like they wanted to, they would come out and say these numbers that they're hitting internally.
2% of what? So here's the thing about subscriptions, right?
They're the ones that decide not to tell us. So it's on them.
Yeah, it is on them because they're not telling. But the thing is, the subscription is dynamic, right? If it'd be different if they was like, all right, this is if you bought something and then you're just stuck into it, right? And all you can do is add without the ability to lose people, then you could, that's one thing. But you have the ability of people unsubbing and then resubbing. And then a part of that resub, then you get a surge of the people that's a part of that 2%. And then you, go ahead.
And that's fine, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Microsoft's internal metrics that they wanted for this service. They are nowhere near that internal metrics. They're probably in the range of 30 to 40 million, and they've probably been there forever.
Yeah, because they don't have. The thing is, majority of the Game Pass subscribers is on consoles, and they plateaued on consoles. Again,
how do you realistically sell a service when it's only offered in like 3 places? Technically 3 if you want to count the cloud stuff. Xbox, PC, cloud.
They got to go ham on PC.
They expect all these people to play streams, to play cloud gaming, and get in the Game Pass. Look, I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a lot of people that stream, but it's not the masses that they need. They stopped supporting the console. So clearly, no one's going to do that. They
stop supporting it. Still, you can still
Smoove. They stopped supporting it.
You
can't stop supporting it.
They're about to
They literally Zachary. Smoove. They literally said in the financial report that they expect a decline in hardware year over year.
Yeah.
The Xbox and Microsoft have stopped putting support that they're not even trying to like cater to their investors. They're like, yeah, the hardware's cooked. Expect year over year that shit's falling down. The hardware's cooked. That's literally what they're telling you in the investor meeting.
I'm gonna say this, man, to anybody who's listening. It's called Play Xbox. Get yourself an Xbox Series X or S. They're very good consoles. They're exceptional consoles. Yes, they're not selling as well as PlayStation because PlayStation is just more popular, just like Apple's more popular than Android.
Android should just technically Android sells more than
by default Apple. Because Apple treats everything as a proprietary. Apple doesn't support any other devices outside of Apple. So that allows Android to monopolize every other device not named Apple. So they kind of have a fair fight. It's a 2-party run. The thing about console, hopefully Microsoft don't turn this shit into a 2-party run, or they play Android. They just surround everything around that's gaming around PlayStation, and that everything outside of a PlayStation is essentially Xbox. So, but the thing is that Yeah, Xbox is a good platform. Game Pass is a good subscription. Xbox has a very good game. So Xbox is cooking really good right now. The problem is the PlayStation is very popular and nobody's buying Xbox consoles. So, yeah, it looks like, they're performing bad. But they have good games. They have good subscriptions. They have good hardware. Some of the best the best gaming experience I've had has been on Xbox. Buy an Xbox, but people won't buy an Xbox. People keep buying PlayStation, so Xbox has to release games on PlayStation and Nintendo.
Because PlayStation actually markets. They actually have decent messaging with a lot of scenarios.
I don't think the messaging is a problem.
What?
I don't think messaging is a problem. I think people just buy.
No, messaging is definitely a problem.
No, it's people buying PlayStation is the problem.
That is not the problem.
It is the problem. That's the only.
Consumerism works.
No,
So we're not gonna have this. The whole world is like an Illuminati and saying "fuck Xbox." That's not how this is. Microsoft presented a product known as Xbox, and they did a shit job at it. They've done nothing.
Why do you have an Xbox? Why is your Xbox on? Why are you still playing on Xbox?
Well, technically, I'm playing on PC. I'm not even.
But there's an Xbox that's sitting. There's an Xbox sitting right there. You are an Xbox customer, right?
Yeah, because I bought the shit in 2020.
Yeah, but you still play on it. You still play on it today, though.
Smooth, why are you so extra about getting new hardware for your PC?
I'm extra because the thing is that has nothing to do with Xbox. I still play on Xbox.
If you're gonna play Smooth, name me 5 games right now you've played on PC.
On PC? My wife, I think she heard you.
5 games that you played on PC.
Oh, I just told you. I played part of my Ninja Gaiden playthrough was on PC.
1.
I'm playing Big Helmet Heroes.
2, because you got a review code, but we'll consider it. Go. 3 more.
3 more. Eternal Strands.
3.
Actually, let me pull up because I played.
Oh, you gotta pull up Steve.
Yeah, because no, it's the truth. I have to pull up the Game Pass app to tell you my most recent games.
We're done with the conversation.
Gears of War Ultimate Edition.
We're done. I played.
But my whole point of me asking you
on it, I played PC Simulator, TCG Card Simulator. I played the XCOM games on there. I played Hades 2.
I played Call of Duty on there. I played a lot of games on PC. You can literally see.
I just bought that game recently.
I played Indiana Jones on PC.
No, you want a PC because your ass don't even trust Xbox 100%.
No. I want a PC. No, I have a PC. I just want a PC, right? My PC to be strong enough where I don't have to fucking talk to these virgin ass PlayStation 5 Pro owners who wants to put their enhancements in my face. That's all I want. That's all I want it for. My Xbox is fine enough.
But Smooth, it is not your look. If they compel me really good, maybe with a handheld or something, and then I'm a content creator, so it might lead me to buying an Xbox. But the thing is, if my brother came in here and didn't have an Xbox, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't.
But you'd be giving bad advice. If as his brother, you shouldn't do that. Yeah, as Ken, you shouldn't do that.
Tell me with a straight face that you would still recommend the Xbox.
I recommend it today. I recommend it to coworkers. I recommend it to my kids. That's what I do. Yes, if I play on it, I'm going to recommend it. Don't front. You still play on Xbox today. I understand you're upset, but at the end of the day, Addict, bro.
But no, I didn't say that. I said we're not talking about me. We're talking about recommending someone for the best value of their money. And
Xbox.
You would still consider Xbox.
I would still easily consider Xbox. You said value and money. Xbox. That's easy. I can easily recommend Xbox.
So, I mean, we'll just agree to disagree. It's fine. We can agree to disagree. Look, I'm not saying I hate the Xbox hardware as of right now. But I'm saying in terms of a future investment, someone buying to something that they're going to play for the next couple of years, I can't recommend it. I can't.
I can. It's easy because the thing is that the reason why I can recommend it because I'm not somebody going to expect somebody to buy every single game that releases at full price when it releases. Because that's all I bet. Because the thing is, people comes down to like, games, they got more games. You're not gonna buy or play every single last one of them. And if you do, if you're that, if you're that frugal or you want to try that much stuff at one time, the best place to do that is on Xbox with Game Pass, where you can do all that for fairly cheap.
And you could do that all on PC too.
Okay, but you still invest in the Xbox.
We're not talking about the ecosystem. We're talking about the hardware.
Come on with this hardware bullshit. I mean, are you
going to sit here and tell me that this isn't different from the ecosystem?
No, it's not.
So you're giving me that everything's an Xbox bullshit now.
If we're talking about, you just said no,
no, hold up. If we're talking about the ecosystem, then yeah, I would be a little bit more down to that. But we're not. I have been talking about the hardware because you brought up the hardware.
Yeah, because you still use it. Yes, you still use it.
About the hardware.
You still use it, bro.
Stop it. You know what I'm talking about.
No.
You know what I'm talking about.
So what would you recommend if you're not recommending? I'm curious. Then what would you recommend?
Right now, I would recommend PC. That's what I would recommend.
For what? Because why?
It gets Xbox games. It gets the PlayStation games eventually. What do you mean? You get a PlayStation, play every game on Xbox just about. So in a year, you play every game on PlayStation day and date.
So you're recommending them with the idea. So you're like, hey, buy a $700 PlayStation and buy every single game $70 one at a time a la carte, or buy an Xbox and try all those games that PlayStation are getting in your subscription service for $20.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
Sell me an Xbox right now.
Sell you an Xbox? Okay.
Okay, I don't have an Xbox right now. Come on, Smoove. Sell me an Xbox. I'm curious.
Okay, so the Xbox, which one? Which one would you like? Xbox Series X, Series S? You get the world's smallest Xbox Series. You get the world's smallest Xbox, which is the Xbox Series S. You can get it for as low as $249.99. You get this bad boy. You get Xbox Game Pass, which is $20 a month. You get play the newest games such as Forza Horizon 5, Avowed, Starfield, Indiana Jones. You get freaking Minecraft, all the games that everybody's bragging about that PlayStation's finally getting, you can get on your Xbox Series S for $20 a month. And if you want to own your games, if you're afraid to go, you can buy them on discount while they're in the service. Now, if you want a little bit more grunt, a little more power, get the Xbox Series X. That's a 4K machine. Games run at 4K games run up to 120 FPS. You get the same games that Xbox Series S games, except they look and run better on there. And that what's up? What else?
I get that, Smoove, but now I'm the person that you're trying to sell to, because obviously there's going to be a back and forth if he was actually trying to sell this to. Yeah, but I see that Forza Horizon's coming to PlayStation. Like, what's that about? Like, isn't that an exclusive? So exactly what if the games are on the other platform, why should I pick PlayStation 5 over this platform when that game is going over there anyway?
Because it already exists on Xbox Series X today. And it's cheaper.
But then they're going to hit you with, God of War and Last of Us over there too. Are those games coming to PlayStation? I mean, Xbox? Are those games coming to Xbox?
Do you like Last of Us and God of War? Have you played them?
Yeah, I love those games. They're great.
Then if that's what then get a fucking PC if you want to play those and your Xbox games.
So those games come to PC day and date?
Nate, why are you going to tell me to sell you an Xbox? You want to bring up PlayStation fucking IPs?
No, because this is the conversations you're going to have when you actually the
people I recommend
took it away.
The people I recommend Xbox to aren't that. They're not talking to me about PlayStation. They're just like, hey, what do you like? What do you play? They don't care about
They probably just let you speak till you stop talking, Smoove. I'm gonna be real with you.
No, I don't oversell. I don't oversell.
Man,
I don't oversell.
He walks over there and they're like, "Oh man, it's that console, dude. Man, it's that game."
No, he's
gonna spill console stuff on us for 30 minutes.
This is what I do.
This is goes away. Stop talking.
This is what I do. I ask them if they have a platform, right? If they have Xbox already or PC, I sell them on Game Pass because I'm like, and they discover something new.
Right there,
now, if they have PlayStation,
that's a good sell.
If they have PlayStation, I sell them on games that are cross-play so I can play with them.
Okay. Then here's my thing. Why would you sell someone a hardware that they have to pay $300 to $500 when you still
I will
have
only
that
sell
value?
someone.
Hold up, let me finish. When you have that value in PC for no multiplayer, and it's $10 and nothing, not 20. Go.
I'm not going to answer that. I will only sell
You're talking about value, correct?
Yeah, there's value in having an Xbox. So
PC,
I'm not arguing Xbox versus PC. Xbox.
But no, we are arguing on Xbox being valued.
Yeah,
so explain
all Xboxes is a more convenient PC. That's all it is. It's a more convenient PC.
Then why ain't no one buying it? Why does it keep going
because
down?
people are educated and people are dumb and sheep and they like PlayStation better. That's all.
What you're clarifying is what you just did to sell me the Xbox.
No,
none of your other brethren are doing it either, so they're all buying PlayStations.
They're all PlayStation's it's where it's at. That's where the popularity. Shame on them.
Why is PlayStation in a lot? Because I don't think PlayStation is the best place to play. I would consider PC over PlayStation because you have actually more options on PC.
Yeah, but only.
So why do people flock to PlayStation?
It's just it's like, why do people flock to iPhones? Same thing. Why did people flock to Apple? I think PlayStation just has that thing. Whatever Apple has over like phones and music. I think that's what PlayStation has over gaming. It's just perception. It's brand. They have a strong brand recognition. That's it.
Perception is strong though.
Yeah, but I'm not mad at it. That's just natural things.
But that case isn't the case. Because the 360, everyone was on the 360.
Yo, the 360 was 20 years ago, and Xbox had four. Xbox has had four consoles, and only 360 is the one that was successful.
Completely defeats your perception.
No, it doesn't.
Going from the Wii U to the Switch. The Wii U is considered one of the worst selling consoles in history. The Switch is one of the highest selling consoles in history. Smoove, they're right the fuck beside each other in generation. So explain to me how you lose the perception and the Wii U is one of the worst selling consoles in history and the Switch is one of the highest selling consoles in history. Your logic don't make sense.
No, it does. Is that we're in a different age. You can't compare those generations. You can't compare 2005. You can't compare 2005 to 2025, and you can't compare to 2012 to 2017 or wherever the Switch took off. Things are different now. And the thing is that everybody should have bought an Xbox One over the PS4, and Xbox Series would have been in a better situation. Xbox One was a better platform, had the better games. Sure, it had a low towards the end, but it only had that low because everybody's deflected Xbox for PlayStation. And right now, PlayStation is riding high off of nothing. People are still buying PlayStation 5, and they don't really have to do anything.
That's my point. Their perception is so good, they don't even have to do nothing.
Yeah.
And then there's a reason for that, because at the end of the day, even though I enjoy my Xbox, they ran a better campaign. They ran the game better. And even though I hate it, I hope this runs well, and I hope Xbox offsets the cost on the hardware onto the rest of the aspects of their gaming division. But this is coming from a corporation, from every corporation, that only see the bottom line. And if they see something that's drastically costing them money and it's cheaper to cut that shit off and still do a third party aspect, they're going to do that. Right. When you see a company that does zero to sell the hardware, it's hard for me to expect that they're going to continue investing into marketing, into R&R for the next hardware.
All right, I'm going to ask you this, and all the people that came after my neck when I said this. So since everybody see where we're at, I said a long time ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I said
Apple. I know
Microsoft
exactly
should sell Xbox to Apple. So does everybody agree with me? Because if y'all care about that shit, because the only company that actually cares about shit like that and cutting everybody off and making you come to them is Apple and even Meta.
No, hold on. That's not true. Every industry has exclusives. Don't sit here and let Xbox tell you that this is different. Every industry has exclusives.
In
the streaming service, I don't expect to go to Netflix expecting to watch The Boys. I don't expect to go to Prime and watch Squid Games. Food services, I don't expect to go to McDonald's.
But guess what? I guarantee you won't be surprised if it was available over there, though.
Huh?
I guarantee you wouldn't be surprised if it just showed up over there. I guarantee you wouldn't be surprised.
but you never see it.
No,
So
but
why are we
the
gonna act like this
exclusiveness is not that strong in those mediums.
What?
It's not as strong in those mediums.
So
No, I think
Netflix doesn't spend millions upon millions of years making their own exclusives.
making their own stuff, sure, but like the thing is they. Dude, I think you're overvalued. But even Netflix was launching movies into the theater at the same time as launching it into their service because they felt like once they started getting bigger stars, they had to start licensing some of those films out.
And they do that, and that's probably more of a contract between them and the person they. But the vast majority of Netflix movies don't go to theater.
Yeah, don't go to. They don't. But the thing is that that's completely understandable, right? The thing is, though, the music there's some similarities and there's some differences between the music and the movie and the gaming industry. The thing is, Xbox is in a unique situation, and I don't understand why people just don't see it. They can either have you can get access via subscription, or you can access via buy. I would wish that all the other mediums that we have had this option where you can actually buy your shit or choose to stream it. You know what I mean? But a lot that's not available rapidly, right? Like there's some good movies that Netflix has that I would like to buy separately, like Bright with the Will Smith movie with the fairies and shit like that. But the thing is that, man, it is what it is, right? But it seems like I was right. Apple should have bought Xbox. And Microsoft should have sold Xbox.
Definitely, for sure.
They should have sold Xbox to Apple so Apple could treat it like a proper console generation. But it is what it is.
I don't know if this is going to lead to like Xbox being taken out. I just can't. I don't trust corporations. No. I don't.
Because money is never enough. It's never. Actually, I got a question for you before it's never. You know why it's never enough? So every day, PlayStation fans tell us how bad Xbox is doing, how great PlayStation is doing. They overanalyze every financial move that Xbox makes and why games are going multi-platform, why this game flops and stuff like that. My question is, PlayStation sells great, right? They sell great. The console's selling great, right?
Yeah, it sells good.
All right, their games sell great.
I do think it's selling above the PS4, but I wouldn't say it's like. I think it's
my thing is the PlayStation. What I'm trying to say, the PlayStation 5 is successful, but why is PlayStation still trying to pivot? Why are they still trying to get PC? Why are they still trying to? Why are they now speaking multi-plat? I thought they were
only know one thing.
It's never enough. Yeah. So the thing is like it is what it is. Now,
here's the thing. You are right, but at the same time, that's kind of disingenuous. Like it's not the same thing that Xbox is doing. Xbox is literally in a console manufacturing market. They are a console holder. They're a platform holder. It's equivalent to letting Steam put Epic Game Store on their store. They wouldn't do that because they want the 30% of the money. So why would they do that? Xbox is literally putting the only reason to buy their hardware on another platform. Now they say they're going to do some hardware, innovations, and maybe they do that. I don't think that's the way that things are going to go because, in my personal opinion, I couldn't tell you the last time someone bought a console solely on a hardware feature. I don't know.
People are buying PS5 Pros right now, or that's what I hear online. I mean, why else would you already had a PS5? Why you need a PS5 Pro? Mid-generation,
but
you're buying it directly for a feature, not a game.
And did they not say that the PlayStation 5 Pro is not meeting their internal metrics?
I don't know if they said that or not. I don't know. But my thing is, people are buying this shit specifically because off a perception of power.
So you think if PlayStation 5 put all their games everywhere, the vast majority of people would still go to PlayStation
5? Yeah.
Let's say the Xbox, PlayStation, Switch put their games everywhere. You think everyone is going to pick the PlayStation 5?
I think people will pick the PlayStation 5 still because it's a brand. PlayStation and Nintendo. I think
here's the thing. Like, I get that, but at the same time, we see it, man. We see the sales of the console go down and down. Like, I don't know. Maybe they have ways of selling hardware. I just got to see it. I am done listening to Xbox. I got to see. I would love them proving me wrong. Oh my God, you have no idea how much I would love them proving me wrong.
Think about what we're doing. Every time we have a problem, we need them to show them something. Let's let them release these games. They got some bangers coming. And speaking of bangers, Forza Horizon.
We're not talking about the games. Why?
But Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PlayStation 5. Your thoughts?
Pretty much you could just repeat exactly what I've been saying the past 30 minutes.
I
don't think Forza is a big of an impact like a Halo and Gears
It is. It's a big three.
No, it's the big three, but it's not the same impact. You know what I'm talking about, Smoove.
It's Forza is arguably the better game of the three.
No, it's not.
Historically, look at
the impact. It doesn't have nearly the impact. Not even close. Gears and Halo is like Forza times 3.
Their history is probably more studied over the 3, but as far as more success, more critically acclaimed, Forza Horizon series is probably in the last 5 years they've ate Gears and Halo's food over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think a lot of it is like, fatigue a little bit. But I wouldn't disagree with you on that. But I do think that as far as like impact, Halo and Gears still have more impact.
Do you think now that we've heard of Halo and Gears being ported to PlayStation 5, do you think that when it's finally confirmed in a formal tweet or post or whatever, that people are still going to lose their shit once they're confirmed, or are they not numb to it now? Yeah. I'm surprised that people are still getting surprised every time one of these things are announced. But the thing I want to talk about, like before we go, is that Phil Spencer has a good ear to the streets. He knows what people are talking about. My thing is, how come they don't have like if you know what the reaction is or the perception is, how come there's like no antidote for like the reaction is like, it's going to, even though there's going to be a lot of talking, but there's going to be a lot of trolling. There's going to be a lot of polarizing. There's going to be also a negative effect, and it's going to like talk about your brand negatively. Where's the antidote? Like, where's the brand protection?
I don't know. We've been asking that for a minute. At the end of the day, does it matter what we want? Because it matters what Microsoft wants. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I couldn't tell you. Like, anyone that observes the gaming industry and knows how the landscape is would tell you that it's always been exclusives to push you to the platform, and then once you're there, you buy everything in it they get their 30% cut. I don't know why we changing things all of a sudden so rapidly. Maybe we'll find out.
Because my theory is it's not even a theory. I do think Xbox has become too big, and they're too big of a store that doesn't have enough customers. They have too many publishers, they have too many games, and they don't have enough customers to release to. All their games will flop literally as Xbox exclusive. Not saying that because it's just inevitable between Game Pass, and nobody would be able to pay Xbox back for the releases. So before the year ends, I think Xbox finishes the year with maybe realistically, let's say 17 or 18 games releases that includes ports. They would probably have released 18 games between Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch and PC. They would have released a total of 18 games published. And if they did that, and these were all Xbox exclusive, launching day one in Game Pass, these would be great. Game Pass would be dope, and hopefully people will buy in. But people are so, I guess, stuck on buying the games because some reason there's a crime against subscribing to games. But no, these games would flop. And Xbox is the biggest publisher in the world, and they're literally out a publisher that had no games are out producing Ubisoft, EA, Rockstar. Maybe that's too loud. They're out producing EA, Rockstar, all the big publishers possible, because they on average release maybe 3-4 games a year. Xbox is on pace to release maybe 7 or 8 new games and then re-release like another like 5 or 6 or whatever, and pushing them to about like 17 or some odd games that they're probably gonna finish out. And they're acting as a publishing arm, so now they're in direct competition with EA, Ubisoft, Bandai for games makers to go to, like, hey, who do we want to publish our game? Like, and still have that multi-plat treatment. You know how From Software went to Activision to release Sekiro, or how what's the studio, like how, oh my god, why am I drawing a blank? Or how like freaking was Cyberpunk through Bandai or WB? I think it was through WB. If I'm not mistaken, but like, but Xbox is a legit publisher arm that they have their own games, and then they can sign on games to publish that don't belong to them and guarantee that game to be in Game Pass. So they're in a situation where I understand, because of where they're at and how many developers they own more studios than any console manufacturer has ever owned, ever. They have to, because of all the content they own and publish and all the publishing arms, they have to be a multi-platform publisher, because they're never going to get their money back.
On that, I don't want to keep arguing.
Okay. No, fair enough though. Any thoughts before we get out of here?
No, that's about it. Like I said, like I want the Xbox to succeed. I just don't think. I think in the current structure they're going, it's going to be really hard. Now, obviously, I don't know what they have in terms of innovation with the next hardware. They could completely shock me. We could be having a conversation that's like, man, if only I would have known. But here's the thing. If that was the case, I feel like they would be putting more effort into selling consoles. To me, when you completely let off the gas, you have zero faith in consoles. So why should I feel that you're going to continue that same progression going into next gen? And that's just where it ends with me.
Yeah. Fair enough, man, but we'll see. I feel like every week we get something that's, either going to break an Xbox heart or make a PlayStation fanboy, celebrate. We'll see.
And that's the reason they can't sell consoles to the degree, because they continue to have shit like that.
Buy an Xbox is a wonderful platform, a wonderful console, man.
And I think it's a great platform for stuff like Game Pass, but I can't tell you with a straight face to get something like an Xbox when there's other platforms that not only have the Xbox games, but also third-party games and other games. I'd probably never tell you to have, like, solely own a Switch, because you don't get access to the majority of the games. But it's just like, if you really want to play a variety of games, I can't tell you to not get a PlayStation, because it has all the games.
Get an Xbox. Or get a PC for Xbox. All right, guys, man. Thank you guys for watching Planet Xbox. It's good to be back. We will see you guys on the next episode. We're at the start of the year. Xbox is dropping. We got some games to play. We got some games to talk about. So best believe we will be covering some of the latest and greatest. See you guys on the next podcast. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We're out of here.
Peace.
Peace. And